What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name's Mia, and it's so great having you join today. If you're new here, I'm excited for you to be seeing the first speed build that I'm doing for interior design. And we're gonna start off on Harv's Island, mainly because of the unlimited access we have to items that have already been acquired and cataloged. And also because this room is the same size as the main room on my home, and it's got the same layout, the same amount of doors, same size, so I can easily transition my build from Harv's Island onto my own once I start ordering all of those items. But I don't have Brewster yet, and I only have Reese and Cyrus as my NPCs on Harv's Island. But I want my main focus in game right now to be interior design, especially with the Happy Home Paradise release. I've been having so much fun doing more builds like this lately. And if you enjoy Animal Crossing speed builds, please like this video, turn on those notifications, and subscribe to my channel as I put out new content every week. So let's go ahead and get started on our first build here. I'm going to start by changing the wallpaper, and then I move on to the floor next, just so I can figure out the overall mood that I want in the room. And I'm really excited about the new feature that was included on Animal Crossing New Horizons, and that's the accent walls. So when you're placing an accent wall, you want to make sure your camera is facing the direction of the wall that you would like to have that new wallpaper. So notice how I go back and forth here. You can see how I'm changing it with the X button. The other thing that I'm really excited about from Happy Home Paradise is now having wall partitions and pillars. So you'll get your wall partition after completing 8 homes in Happy Home Paradise, and then after your 15th home, you start to get the pillars. And these are all DIYs. They are customizable. So you'll see my pillars are more of a natural wood. I'm trying to make it match the wallpaper that's already in my home. And I'm only gonna have one wall partition for now in this room because I really want the kitchen to feel very open, that you can see it. So I'm starting off with a more simplistic build, and then eventually as I move on through my interior design process, I'll add a little bit more walls in future builds. But for now, I just want a little bit of division. This home is actually based off of a frat house because my island is a university theme, but I feel like the room that we're building here is more of a simple type of room that can be used on almost any island. It's got a lot of mess to it, which is what I'm really excited about because I love the new sloppy counters and a lot of the sloppy items. So you'll see a lot of that being used here. But we definitely have to have coffee. I'm so excited about the coffee beans. I saw decaf. We are definitely not gonna have decaf here. But my process for building an interior is first I divide up the room. So as you can see, I've got the pillars and wall partitions already placed. And then I work from one corner to the next. So we're gonna focus on the kitchen first, see how that starts to come together. And then we'll move on to the next corner where we'll be building a living room and then filling out that hallway. But for me personally, I've noticed that it's easier for me to start with corners or whatever the main focus area that is, whether that's the center of the room or the corner. I'm also super excited about the fact that we now have items that we can hang from the ceiling. So that's what I'm adding here. I'm using these hanging shelves and a lot of different types of lights. These are all items that you can unlock in-game, and they are such a game changer. It adds so much more depth and makes the house feel a lot more realistic. So let's go ahead and watch some of this process unfold, and I will be back in just a moment to talk some more about what's going on inside my house. We're now going to go ahead and place some custom codes on the floor, and honestly, I barely learned how to do this recently, and in this video I barely learned that you can actually copy the code and it goes a lot faster by multiplying it. So I'm just clicking on the ZR button. I honestly wish I knew about this feature or paid attention to it sooner, but is it another game changer? And I'm not gonna have the rug have all of the little, oh my God, what are those parts called? Those little scraggly parts at the bottom of the rug that you see on the left. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it's called. But I'm only gonna have it on the left because I'm gonna cover the right side with items, and I wanted the rug to be centered in a certain way. But let's go ahead and get this living room put together. You're gonna notice that as I'm working on my interior that I do move the camera a lot so I can get the perspective of what the living room's looking like. So I start to move the camera up and down just to see where I'd want to take a photo of it. And the area that I'm planning on taking the picture is right here. So I move the camera down, see what it's gonna look like. But I also want this room to be visually appealing in all directions because I want it to be a livable room. I want you to be able to visit in my house and move around through the items, which, speaking of that, reminds me of the other feature that I'm really excited that Nintendo introduced, and that's the fact that we can now have our items a lot closer together and we can still navigate between the couches and actually enjoy the furniture as we visit people and take a seat on their couch, and it's not just blocked off because of how tight it is. So that is just so cute, watching my character move around through the furniture, navigating. So even though some of these items look a little tight, you can still walk through the majority of the room. There's only one area down here where the books are that you won't be able to access, but I'm okay with that. Now that the room's a little bit more filled up with items, the next thing I do is I focus on decorating the walls, which, look how cute this mounted bike is. I am so obsessed with that item, but I just want to make it feel a lot more lived in. So I fill up the walls as much as possible, maybe only having a little bit of empty space, but I just feel like it gives it more of a natural feel, and especially since this house is more messy, I feel like the clutter also adds to that element that I'm looking for. And how cute is this CJ poster? CJ is actually one of my favorite NPCs. Apparently a lot of people don't like him from what I've seen on the internet, but I think he is just the cutest. So that's what I'll be working on, and then I just start adding more items into the room as I feel necessary. I'm just going to be glancing at it, and we're pretty much at our end point here. I'm just putting in the final touches to this room, but this basically concludes the speed build, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you may be. Until next time, my friends, goodbye.